I hope I fail a lot of times because then I learn, okay, and then the next one's gonna be bigger and better. You know what I mean?
What's it like being an athlete and you're not like the big star on the team? You know what I mean? Because like you're always fighting for a job and you're always like you said, it's head down, you're kind of hustling all the time. I mean, I think people think that being an athlete is so glamorous, but most of the time you're just working your ass off at your job to make sure that you have a job, right?
Yeah, it's hard, man. For me, like I was always like that star guy, right? Like coming up, high school, college, minor leagues, even when I was like with the White Sox in 15. But then you get traded to the Dodgers, and it's like boom, like God, there's Kershaw, there's Adrian Salas, there's Carl Crawford, there's Chase Utley, and it's like I'm just over here in the corner, like just give me a number, man. I don't care what it is. If it's 103, So like you have to have like that intrinsic like confidence in yourself, and I didn't have that then. Like I think like that's when my career really turned, because I was used to being a guy. Now like I'm not the guy. I'm like at the very end of the totem pole. You know what I mean? So like having that confidence in whatever you do, you have to build it before you have success. I don't think confidence should come after you have success. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every professional athlete basically in the world was like the man until the time when they became a professional athlete, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's like every single one of them was a superstar.
Yeah, every single one. Not every single one. If you're in the major league, if you're in the NBA, everybody was a star on their team. Everybody.
Yeah. It's just crazy to think about. So what was the like final, nail in the coffin for baseball when you hung it up and said that that's it?
I mean, to be really honest and transparent, in 2018, I got traded to Tampa. That was a great opportunity for me. The year before that, I had missed most of the season with Atlanta. Basically shattered my entire hand, like one of the last games of spring training. And when I came back, I just kind of sat the bench and didn't have a role anymore. And I got traded to Tampa, and I said, okay, this is a good opportunity. And I worked really hard, went with that spring training, and just went off, like went out of my mind. And it was weird because I was playing at a level that I never played before in my life. Like every time I got to bat, I was like, I'm either going to hit a home run, a double. I was playing second base, third base, shortstop, center field, left field, and making plays. I was like, I'm going to make this team, like not even a question. But at the same time, I'd go home and it'd be like the most like depressing time of my life. Like I wasn't sleeping. I lost about 20 pounds that spring training. So I went from like 200 to like 179, a number I haven't been since like college. And I finally thought maybe I just had ADD or whatever it was. And I went to see my team doctor to get some Adderall, like, let me get some Adderall, this is it. This is what my symptoms are, man. I feel down all the time, even though I'm having the best spring of my life. And like, I go home, I don't eat, I don't sleep, just really depressed. So he sent me to another guy and it was like, I think you might be suffering from like bipolar disorder. And I said, that's interesting because I never heard of this. I thought bipolar has a stigma of like 1 minute you're screaming and 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're laughing.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. So he's like, I'm going to give you some medicine. And I said, all right, man. But he gave me this medicine that messed me up to a point where like it just numbed you. It took all
like lithium or something. Yeah. Like something. Yeah.
Lithium. Give me lithium and Depakote. So he gave me that right at the beginning of the season. So I didn't make the team. Even though I had that race screen, I didn't make the team. They needed a right-handed bat. They were facing, I forget who it was, like the Yankees to start the season. I had a bunch of lefties. So I was like, I'll send you down, but you'll be back up. Just so, that just set me down. Like I was done. Like I didn't sleep. Didn't sleep for a couple of days, nothing. And so he gave me that lithium and Depakote. And for me, I was such a high energy guy. Like I'm going full speed every game, and just fun. And I was done. Like that lithium and that Depakote, man, I missed like 7 games to start the season just from that medicine.
Wow. Didn't they say that like Mike Tyson was like, I think his story was kind of the same thing. Like he was such an incredible boxer and so ferocious, but he had I don't know if it was bipolar or something. It might have been lithium, and then like the choice basically was like, do we medicate him and let him like live a happy life, or do we like keep him as a good boxer because he couldn't fight when he was medicated, basically.
Basically, that's what it came down to. Like my last year, I played like medicated. I don't think I've ever really talked about it. So like that was like my last year. I played completely medicated, and it was the worst year of my life. Like I think I don't even know what I hit, but I didn't hit anything. Almost like I forgot how to play baseball. Like I would throw balls away, like not care. Never worked out, never practiced. And looking back, like sure, like I could say like I'm upset because like I had this great opportunity. I was with the Rays. I hit like 4-something in spring training. Like they would have called me up. I just played normal, you know. And then my career, my only love of my life is baseball. So like just gone because of this medication, man. Like and I don't think I would have quit, honestly, if I wasn't on that medication. That medication just put me in a place where I didn't care about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I have ADD, but I didn't really deal with it until I was an adult, and I started taking meds in my 30s. It was great for a while. And then after a while, I kind of felt like it wasn't me as well, and transitioned myself off of it and just kind of learned to live with it. And I think I've been much happier in that regard. But it's weird. I mean, I guess it fixes you in some way, but also just kind of can, depending on what it is, can fundamentally change who you are.
I think there's people that need it, man. I really do think there's people that need the lithium, that need the Depakote and stuff like that. But there's other people like myself, who I don't think I was really that, like, it was just a moment. And looking back on it, I did have periods where like I would stay up for like 7 days, 6 days, maybe sleep like an hour a night, go play a game, ball out, and come home and do that again and never be tired. So like I showed signs, but it wasn't like, I wish I would have had an opportunity to figure out, recognize it, acknowledge it, and okay, let's figure out a plan without this medicine that's going to just make you a zombie. Like let's figure out a way to, work on this together.
It's weird that they didn't like give you warning that could happen. And I wonder, makes you think about how much, on a totally separate topic, but I think it's a huge problem that a lot of physicians like medicate first and ask questions later. Yeah. Right? 'Cause it seems like you could have just like had some psychiatry sessions for a month or something and seen if you could work it out. But do you think that was because you were an athlete that they were like, we got to fix this, and they went right to medicine?
I don't know. I don't know why that was it. And the dosages were like, they were extreme. I didn't feel well at all. Like very nauseous, very sick, and like zero emotion to anything. Like nothing. Crazy. So I was like, like I said, I think some people definitely do need it. Some people do have that chemical imbalance where it's like so extreme that, that is a really proper solution. But, for other people like myself, like Mike, like you said about Mike Tyson, like we fed off that, like no sleep. Like you need to be like, you gotta have emotion to play sports. I mean, you gotta.